Mm. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on using Facebook to your advantage. This is the fourth in a series of webinars that we've done with Get the Clicks, helping FISPA and its members get up to speed on social media. I'm going to put in a plug for our conference, which is May 18th through the 21st in Orlando. And also want to remind you on Thursday afternoon, we do have a social media work session from 3 to 5. So you can bring your questions, your frustrations, and Jen's got a special offer for you at the end of this webinar. And at that work session, I'd also like to set up a plan for the coming year. Please come be part of that group. Let us know what you'd like us to have as part of our social media program. I do have you muted, so if you have questions, you're going to have to type them in the question box in the webinar control box on your screen. And we've allowed plenty of time at the end of the presentation to go through your questions. With that said, I'd like to turn the presentation over to Jen at Get the Click.
Hello, thanks BJ. So as BJ said, I work for Get the Clicks if anyone is new listening in on these in the series. We do web marketing for small to medium-sized businesses and work with a few different members of FSPA as of right now. So today we're going to talk about Facebook and how you can use it for your business. So the main things that I'm going to cover are why your business needs Facebook, how to actually set up a business page, what you should post on that page, reading the insights or the information that Facebook's going to gather for you, and then how to run Facebook ads. All right, so why does your business need Facebook? And I write it here and I mean it, there are no exceptions. Every business should have a Facebook page. All right, so some of you may ask why. It's a great representation of your brand. You get a backlink to your website. Google likes to see that your URL, your website, is represented on Facebook because Google likes Facebook. You can use the platform to build relationships with your customers. Your Facebook page, if set up the right way, can actually act as a local listing in the eyes of Google, such as things that you would see like a Yelp page or Google My Business, your Google listing, and your Yellow Pages account. If you have any of those, Facebook can actually work in the same way. It also provides a place for you to gather reviews. You can ask people to go and write a review for your company on your Facebook page. And a couple of statistics for Facebook, more than 2 billion connections are made between local businesses and people on the Facebook platform. The average user spends about 55 minutes per day. That's basically more than anyone is spending on any website. So you may as well take advantage of that. And then in an average week, there are more than 645 million views on local business pages and over 13 million comments on them. All right, so I'm going to start from the basics. When you're setting up your business page, you're going to need to sign in or create a personal Facebook page. Even if you don't want your business connected to your personal page, you have to do so. You can create a page, as you can see in the image here, you can create a business-only page, but it's not recommended to do that way. So first you're going to sign into your personal page or create one if you haven't already. So you may be concerned about using your personal page when creating your business page, but your business page will be tied to that page, but it is completely separate. Your business page will never show any of your personal information unless you share a post or something from your personal page to your business page. So you don't have to worry about anyone having that connection back to your personal information if you don't want them to. No one except for other page administrators will see who the administrator on that page is. So once again, there's no connection back to you if someone lands on your business page. So once you're logged into that personal account, you're going to go to the link that you see here to set up your page. Once you go to that link and go to create a page, you're going to have to choose which type of page that you want to create. If you have an actual storefront, if you have a location for your business, I highly suggest choosing a local business or place as the type of page that you will be creating. In the case of FSPA, we created an organization account because it's a nonprofit, it's just an organization. We really don't have to have the actual address associated with it because it's highly unlikely that anyone is going to be visiting the business. If people are going to your location and you want to have that location connected to your business, I would set it up as a local business or place. This will allow people to also check in if they are visiting your office. All right, once you've gone through that step, you're going to choose a category and name your page. Especially in the industry that you all are in, there probably isn't going to be a category that fits specifically what you do because it's very unique. So get as close as possible. You can update it later. All right, when you're going to name your page, if you have multiple locations or there are different variations of your business name out there, you want to be careful when you're naming this page so that it properly reflects your brand. You want the name of the page to match what you have on other local listings that you've set up. So if you have a Google listing, whatever you have listed as the name of your business on Google, you want your Facebook page to match that. So I have an example here. Our business has 3 locations. If we had decided to label our Orlando office, Get the Clicks Orlando on Google Maps, we would also label our Facebook page as Get the Clicks Orlando. We didn't choose to do that. Each one of our pages is just labeled Get the Clicks, so each one of our Facebook location pages would also just be called Get the Clicks. You just want to make sure that they're matching. Keep in mind also, if you do have multiple locations, you should set up one page per location of your business. Okay, so if you already created the page and you're now listening to this and think, oh, I should probably change the name of the page, you can only do so until you have 200 likes on the page. After you have 200 likes on the page, Facebook will not allow you to change that name because they look at it as brand confusion. You can try to petition to get the name changed, but most likely they're not going to let you do it. So you can either just keep it up the way it is or take it down and start over. All right, so your next steps are you're going to select a profile picture. Your logo is the best picture for your brand. I wouldn't put any crazy pictures of people or not even the owner or anything like that. I would just have it a brand image of your logo. The ideal size is 180 by 180. The next thing that you're going to want to enter is just the basic information. As you're setting this up, if you haven't done so in the past, Facebook kind of walks you through it. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you don't want to skip over this step because Google does index the info that you're going to put in there. All right, so then the next step that you're going to want to do is to add the link to your website. If you have multiple locations that you're going to set up across multiple Facebook pages, you're going to want to use the link that associates that location on your website on your Facebook page. If you have questions about that, let me know in the end. All right, so your finishing touches are going to be to add the page that you created to your favorites in your Facebook page. It'll automatically ask you to do that. You're going to set your preferred page audience. So if you're looking to target people within a 30-mile radius of your business, people who are age, I don't know, 30 to 65, you can do that. It'll also help later if you decide to run advertising. You're going to want to like your own page. You should probably like your own page if you're creating it. You're going to also want to create a call to action. This is a newer feature, so if you have created a page in the past and haven't been on it in a while, there's a new button at the top of your page that says create a call to action, and there are a couple of different options that you can use there. Most are just a link to your website. You're also going to want to choose a cover photo. This can get a little tricky because of the dimensions that are there. They recommend 851 by 315. You're only allowed to put 20% of the photo as text. So if you want to put text in that photo, only 20% of that image can be text. It will get flagged. You'll get in trouble. You can try it. They're going to tell you to take it down if you have any more than 20%. If you don't have a graphic designer to do something like this, there's a program called Canva that I really like. It will help you design that image for you. It's a free program. All right, so once your page is set up, you're going to want to go through your settings to make sure that they reflect what you want people to see and what you want them to be able to do when they're on your page. There are a lot of settings there, so just make sure that you go through them once and set them up properly, and then you'll be done with it. Then there's also page roles. If you want to give anyone else administrative access to the page, you can do that. They have to first like the page, and then you can give them whatever level of administrative access that you want them to have. Okay, so next question is, now that I set up this page, what do I post on it? Pictures are great. I would definitely suggest posting pictures the most out of anything that you're going to post on Facebook. A study done by Salesforce concluded that posts with images receive on average 5.5 times more likes than any other. There are some rules to posting pictures, though. You don't want to link to pictures on the web. So if you're on someone else's website and you link straight to that picture, you're giving someone else's site a link back to them off of your brand and encouraging them to visit their brand. You don't want to do that. You want to keep the focus on you. Your picture should be accompanied by some text. Don't go crazy. I've seen some people post a picture and then they'll post like 3 paragraphs of text underneath it. Usually 1 or 2 sentences is fine. If you're sharing a blog post from your site and your blog has a picture attached to it, make sure not to steal those pictures from Google. You will get in trouble. It will likely auto-post on Facebook. So if you post the link to your blog on your Facebook page, Facebook will usually pick up the picture on its own. Okay, so what gets shared? You want your content to be useful and compelling. You want your posts to have links. So the best thing for you to do is if you have a page of content on your website that you want to share, you have a blog post or something like that, those are the best posts to put up on your Facebook to be shared and then to link back to your site. You can also add social sharing buttons on your website so that people share your content directly from your website while they're there onto their Facebook pages. These are just some ideas if you're stumped and don't know what to post. These are some of the top performing posts that are on Facebook. You can post fun facts, do giveaways, company news and events, humor. Make sure it's not too off color. It is a representation of your brand. You can do competitions, ask questions, or share unique expertise that you have on something in the industry. All right, so the next thing is how to read your page insights. Insights is basically analytics for your Facebook page. When you check your insights, you'll be able to see the page likes, post reach, engagement, page views, and local insights if you're a local business. That just means if people have had any actions on your page and been within a certain distance from your business. All right. I'm actually going to jump out of this so I can show you an insights page real quick. All right, so this is the FSPA page that BJ shared with me. I just want to show you an insights page and an example really quick. The overview basically gives you the majority of the information that you need. So you'll be able to see how many people have liked your page. It shows you within the last week post reach, engagement, how your actual posts have performed. And then you can go more in depth in each one of these things if you really wanted to dig into it. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to tackle is Facebook advertising. So why would you want to do this? Facebook will only show your posts from a brand page to a very small fraction of your followers if you do not pay to boost those posts. So if you've done this in the past or haven't done it at all, you may be seeing, or you will see, that you post something and it'll say 3 out of your 100 followers saw this post. Well, Facebook wants you to pay for advertising, so they're not going to show that post to everyone that has liked your page. You can also use those ads to target a very specific market. And Facebook advertising is really cheap and easy compared to other forms of online advertising. So when you're setting up an ad in Facebook, you want to decide what you want to achieve with your ad. You can decide that you want clicks to your website, website conversions, page post engagements, page likes, local awareness, event responses, offer claims, video views, or lead generation. This image over here on the side shows you some of those things. When you hit see more, you'll see more of those. I did leave out app installs and a couple of other things. They don't really apply to most people in your industry, but you can go through and kind of pick whatever you want to achieve and set up your ad through that. So when you design your ad, you're designing it for different placement. In most cases, you will set up one ad and run for all of these different locations. So it'll show up in a mobile news feed, desktop news feed. As you know, the images will readjust depending on what size screen they're on. So you have to keep in mind when you're picking the image and what you're putting in your ad. It'll also post in the right column of the news feed. And you can also push things through to Instagram from Facebook now. So a lot of people ask me, where should I start if I'm going to try Facebook advertising? What I usually recommend with any business is to start with a budget of $5 a day. And it'll actually get you pretty far. on Facebook. Like I said, Facebook advertising is pretty cheap and easy if you just want to try it out. After a week, I would look at the results that you're getting from that, depending on what you wanted to achieve in the first place. If you're not satisfied and you're using your full budget, bump it up a little, see what happens. Take a look at it after another week and evaluate it again. I will tell you, Facebook advertising does not work for everyone. For most B2B companies, Facebook is not an efficient lead generator. Don't get discouraged. Facebook doesn't work to produce leads and actual, it's not really for revenue generating. It's more for brand recognition. I would suggest using it to gain likes. If you're going to do advertising, do it to get people engaged on your page. And think of it as a branding tool, not as a lead source. And the last thing that I just want to stress is that with all social media, not just Facebook, you want to have a solid website to back up your brand presence. If you don't, you're sending traffic to a site that may not represent you and your brand, and you may not be getting the attention that you want from that. If you're sending someone to something that is outdated or doesn't have the right information, or you don't have a website at all, you're really not giving them the full representation of your brand. So social media is great, but I just stress that you want to back that up with a solid web presence overall. And that's really all I have for today. If you have any questions or want to go over anything specific with this, please email me. Give me a call in the office. This is my contact information. I will also be at the social media discussion at the upcoming convention here in Orlando. This is where I live, so I will be there, and then you can ask me any questions you want. I'm also open to helping you, even if you haven't set up a page. If you want my help even doing that, I'd be more than happy to help you.
Hey, Jen, we don't have any questions, but I'd love it if we went back to the FISPA Facebook page, because I'm one of these people that is listening to everything you're saying and trying to follow along, but then I go to my page and I kind of sit there and think, okay, I don't even think I've liked my own page. And I don't know what the call to action. I'd love to work through that today if you don't mind, because
yeah,
I didn't know what that button was for.
Okay, so I'm actually going to point out a couple of things. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I mentioned in the beginning setting up your page. I'm just going to point out something that's a little easier too. If you're logged in to your personal page, like I am, you can actually go up here, and in this right-hand corner is a little drop-down that gives you a lot of these options right here. You can create a page. If you manage pages, you can pick who you're using Facebook as. So I manage a lot of different businesses on Facebook, so they're all right here. I can pick which one I want to manage. This is also how you can create that page. I put a link in the thing, in the presentation, but it's also right here. You can do that. You can create a group if you want to have people talk about things in a group. I don't use that setting a lot. You can also create and manage your ads in here as well. So BJ, you mentioned the call to action button. This is what I'm talking about right here. It's a newer function, so like I said, if you haven't been in your page for a while, this may be something new to you. If you want to go in here, you can create a call to action. you can just choose what you want in here. So if you have something, you want people to book, you've got this great image here. Let me go back here. You've got this great image for the conference coming up. If you want people to be able to click on this link to book their table or whatever you want them to do, you can put that link right in here, choose that, and hit create, and then it'll replace that button. You can
And
also,
do you only have one call to action, or can you have multiples?
you have one at a time. You can change it. So if you wanted to put book now, right now, and up until the conference, you can have that there, and then you can go back and change it if you then want it to be a contact us, and then lead them to the website after that doesn't apply anymore.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want to just try out a couple of different things, there's no harm in it.
It seems permanent when you touch anything. I don't know if anybody else listening feels that way, but it seems like everything you do has a consequence, or you don't know how to back out of it. So
no,
I'm very conservative.
You'll be able to change that. You can change most things. The main things that you can't change after a certain point in time are just this name of your page. Anything else is pretty fluid, honestly. You can update things here and there. I wouldn't suggest going crazy making changes all of the time because Google does index that information. So if you change it, you're throwing that new information out there on the web. Mainly just what's on this About page is what I'm talking about. You can update these things, but...
What would you do differently on the About page? Is there anything on there I should
when I'm
be
in
looking
here,
at?
there's just a couple of things that you're missing, like when did the association start?
1973.
Okay, so we can call it a born, founded, started. Which one would you like?
Started.
Okay, we're going to add a year. Okay, you said 73, correct?
Yep.
Okay, you can even add a month in there, but it's not necessary. So I put that on there. The impressum is not important. I wouldn't even bother trying to fill that out.
What is it? What is an impressum?
It's kind of a European thing, honestly. It doesn't really make a difference in your page. I have no idea why they put it in there.
Okay.
It's basically just another overview of the business.
Okay.
But you've got your short description, a company overview, a long description. You've got enough there that'll cover the bases.
Okay.
This address, I would make that so that it's correct. Well, I guess you do have just the city and the zip code. If this were a local business page, yours isn't, I would just suggest filling out the full address just because Google does index it in such a way that they'll connect your address with the business. You're fine with this, with the way that this is. Other than that, you might want to fill in a long description. It doesn't make that big of a difference. Your founding date.
And if somebody's on our page, how would they even see any of this stuff?
If they're
they'd have to click into the About, and then they could read all this stuff, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. None of anything that's not filled out, they won't see. So it's not like they're seeing what we're seeing right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you guys have any awards, specific products, again, this is more for businesses that are selling things, offering services, things like that. You can put a phone number in here. I would recommend doing that for any local business. The email address isn't that important. They want an actual email address of a person, so you can't put anything in there that's generic, like in an info ad or a sales ad, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay. And then in our Insight page, that looked remarkably pathetic.
Well, keep in mind you're looking at this date range here. So you're looking at the last 6 days. So unless you're really active on here, you're not going to see a lot within that time frame.
Okay. You're trying to comfort me.
Am I doing a good job?
Yeah, sort of, but that looking at 0 reach, 0 likes, 0 engaged is kind of telling this story. Hey, the rest of you listening, you can type questions in the box if you want to help me out here. Maybe you've got your own problems instead of let's just see all the things DJ hasn't gotten done.
I can show you another example.
I have a question. If I wanted to show a different date range, I don't know if that's going to make it any better.
You can go a little deeper, and then you can set the date range on the side here. Let me see if I can get an example that has a little more going on here.
Yeah, that's a little better.
A little. I mean, we haven't been very active on our page in a while either, so, but it just shows you some other things. I mean, we have 1,200 total page likes. You can see how many were achieved in the past week. You can look at your different posts. We posted a picture yesterday. It reached 166 people. That's without boosting the post or without putting advertising behind it. These are the engagements that came off of it. So you can see that pictures are going to give you a little more than anything else. I don't really have any other types of, this is a link. It did okay. We didn't really get any engagement on that, but you can see that pictures are going to do a little better for you than anything else.
Okay, I have some questions from the listeners. Can Google index your Facebook page automatically?
Yes, and they will.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example here. If I look for, hopefully this will work out for me. If I do a search for my company, Facebook is one of the results that comes up automatically.
So if we do a search on Financial Security Products Association, the Facebook page will come up?
Well, let's see.
I know you get Florida Spa and Pools. Yeah, there's the Swimming Pool Association. I see the annual show. No, that's the Florida Pools. Okay, There we go. So we're showing up, but not high up.
Right. Let me see if we do this, if anything comes up. No, not really. I'm sure it's in there, but you have to dig a little deeper. I searched for FSPA because that's the name of your page.
Okay.
So if you wanted to change it and put the full name in there, I think you can still do that.
I don't have 200 likes.
Yeah, so you still have the ability to do that. As long as, yeah, you have 31 likes. So if you wanted to go and change it and write out the full thing, because there is that brand confusion there a little bit, you can do that. I wouldn't tell you not to. But it's up to you.
All right. I also get confused with the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration. There's a bunch of FSPAs out there. All right. We have another question. What's the benefit of a Facebook of Facebook to a B2B company?
Like I said, it's more for brand recognition and brand building than it is for actual revenue generating. I wouldn't overthink social media from your perspective. So don't spend a ton of time on it. If you can hire an intern to post some things for you or post something once a week, that's even a good start for anyone in this industry, honestly. You're not going to get, if you get any business off of it, honestly, that would be impressive. So just use it and think of it as a branding tool. It also helps your SEO, believe it or not. If you have your Facebook page and you have your brand information filled out properly, Google likes to see that you have your information spread out across the web and that it all matches up. So having this page created for your location is really more important for SEO purposes and for Google to see that you're out there making an effort than it is for actually generating leads out of it. Does that answer that question?
Yes, I think it does. LA, if you want clarification on that, just type in the question box. And Debbie Ross has got a suggestion. What do you think of using FSPA banking to keep it short while still clarifying our brand? Would that be more effective than having the page name be Financial and Security Products Association?
I'm hesitant because I don't want to, if you were going to make that decision, you would have to make that decision across the board. So wherever else the business is listed, you would want to update that information. So if you wanted it to be FSPA banking, you would have to go and find wherever else the business or your nonprofit is listed and update that information.
Okay.
It also, Google, believe it or not, also looks at the way that your business is registered too. So if the business is registered with the state as Financial and Security Products Association, you're probably going to want to stick with that.
Okay. Okay. Here's a silly question. Am I better off using the word and or an ampersand?
It doesn't really make a difference. The way that it is in your logo, you have the symbol, so it doesn't make a big difference either way. If you want to shorten it, you're fine writing it that way.
Will the search still work if people type in and?
It should, yeah, because there's this thing called latent semantic indexing. I know, big words. But Google recognized that certain words get searched together. So if you typed it one way and typed it the other, they're going to recognize it as the same thing.
Okay. How often do you think we should be, or I should be, posting to Facebook?
It depends on how much time you have to do it. I wouldn't go out of your way to go crazy on it. 2 or 3 times a week, maybe.
Okay.
I wouldn't post just to post, is what I'm saying. If you have something to post or, something that you think that people are going to care about or be engaged with, then post it. If you don't, then don't overthink it.
Okay. And then I have a question about boosting the post.
Mm-hmm.
When you click on Boost Post, does it go to a dialog box, or you suddenly just dinged? What happens? I've never clicked on that because I was afraid of what might happen.
So boosting a post is the same as advertising. You're just putting money towards that post being pushed to a certain audience. So right now this is set for Tallahassee. I don't know why, but it's probably through one of my other companies that are on here. But you can go in and set up an audience for your specific business and set up, obviously these wouldn't be the interests, it's just pulling from one of my uh, older advertising things in here, but you would set up all of this information in here, and then it would get saved. We're going to cancel right now, or you can create a new one. It looks the same, but it'll save your audiences is what's happening here. But you'll go through and set up all of these things, set your budget. You know, so this is just a form of advertising. If you post something and you're like, hey, I'm not really getting a lot of views, or Facebook isn't deciding to show this to people, you can boost it to have more people see it.
Okay. So in that first column, if it's like they had Tallahassee, what happens if you're national?
You can do it that way. So if you create this audience and you just decide to put United States, you can do that.
Okay.
It was called Tallahassee because it was the actual audience was saved and called that. So I would ignore the fact that that's called Tallahassee. But yeah, you can target the whole United States if you want to. It's not going to be as pinpointed, and it's probably going to cost you a little more.
All right. Now, if we're doing our Facebook page simply for brand recognition and for the SEO and all that stuff, is there a reason to boost a post?
For example, if you want to post something about the upcoming seminar that's going on, or the conference. All right, so let's say you've got this post down here. You reached one person with this.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's not audience, your fault.
Are you impressed
it's Facebook.
Oh man.
Facebook is fun like that. So they decide that they're, hey, we're going to show this to one person. So
can I see who that is? Who got it?
I don't know.
If I click on that, does it take me to that person?
It's not really doing anything. I don't think so. There may be a way to see that, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
What I would suggest with this post is the text is great. It probably just pulled whatever came from this link, and that's what you're seeing here. Right. I may suggest putting a photo in this. So if you wanted to use this photo in a smaller version and put it in this post, Facebook is probably more likely to show it to more people organically. But then if you want to go in here, all right, so I'm going to just fake doing this. All right, we're going to call it that, and then we're going to target, I don't know, 30 to 65. Then you can make these go away, maybe. I think this is my computer, honestly. But you should be able to X out of these or have them go away and type in other interests in here. So, for example, it's going to auto-generate things. I'm not sure what it would pick up in your industry, but maybe ATMs or security, things like that. So then you could target people that have liked things related to those interests.
Okay. Here's a question, can you boost to just the people who like your page?
Yeah, so you can't do it through this. What I would suggest is running an actual ad. You have more room to mess with the settings that way. So if we were to Okay, so this is kind of what I was explaining before. You can go in here and choose the objective. So if you want to promote your page, send people to your website, things like that. You can, if you want to, raise attendance at your event. If you have a URL for your event, you would send them there. Is there,
Yeah, it's actually in that post.
okay. I don't think I can go back to it. Let's see here.
See, that is the link to the event website.
Okay.
Where they can register and see the agenda and see the speakers.
So we can steal that. Let's see what it pulls up. Okay, so this is going to tell me it works better with clicks to a website for one reason or another.
Choose a pixel?
Oh, you don't need to do that. That's if you have code on the website to track things that come off of Facebook.
Okay.
That's a little more in depth. That's for another day.
Okay.
All right. So in here, you can already kind of see that there are more questions, more things that you can fill out in here if you run an actual ad as opposed to boosting a post. So this is what I would recommend doing for you.
Is this where you can pick the people who like your page?
Yes. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
So you see right here how it says connections. Mm-hmm. You can choose people who like your page, friends of people who like your page, and then you can exclude the people who like your page if you want to target only new people that you want to come to your page.
Okay, so if you had a special offer for people who were not already involved, you could actually set something up for people who haven't liked your page. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
If you're setting up an ad to get people to like your page, you wouldn't want to target the people who already like your page. It's just a waste.
Right. Okay.
Do we have any other questions? Do you want to go over anything?
I think my head is full, to be honest. The other thing I was going to ask you about, though, the last thing I had a question about was the post to a blog. I have a blog on the FISPA website, but it never occurred to me to put anything on the Facebook page about the blog. What would I put as on Facebook about the blog?
Let's see what we can do. All right, so if I'm on your blog, there may actually be a way with your new website to auto-post your posts. Like if someone posts something on this website to auto-post to your Facebook, there are different connections that you can do in most websites to do that. This is social sharing. So this is for other people to share your posts. So this is kind of also what I was talking about before, how there is capability on most websites to share content from your site onto Facebook. You guys have the ability for people to share on all 4 of these, which is great. So if I wanted to share this post, on Facebook on my page, I would just click this, and it would
Okay.
automatically do that, which is great. It's awesome that you guys have
Okay.
that set up. I recommend that's it, everyone.
Okay.
But what you can do is you can go into these individual posts. So you have a picture in here, that's great. If I want to share this, I would just steal this link, drop it in here. It's going to pull the picture automatically most of the time. It'll probably do it all of the time on your website, but you can just post this. After you copy and paste this in here, you can actually just take it out, because this will be a
didn't know
link.
that.
This will create a link back, and you can write whatever you want there and then publish it.
Okay.
So,
okay. So then it would
yeah.
be, read our my new post or something.
Yeah. So I'll just put this up here, and then I can take it down if you want. But read our.
Okay. Let's post it, and then show me how to take it down. So when I've screwed something up, I can delete it. That would be really great.
Okay.
That would be a great way to finish, wouldn't it, audience? We put a post up, we hate it, we want to know how to take it down.
All right, so I've got this post up. I posted it. I hate it for whatever reason, but this is a great type of post. You've got an image. You've got a link back to the website. Don't put too much content in here. I'm only seeing this part because I'm an admin on the page. No one else is going to see that. But if you go up in this right-hand corner, you can do a number of different things. You can save the post. You can pin it to the top, which means it'll show up at the top of the timeline on this page for as long as you want it to. You can edit the post. You can change the date, some other things here.
What happens if you hit I don't like this post? If you hit I don't like this post, you can edit it?
No, I think that actually reports it. You don't want to do that on yourself.
Oh, that's it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I annoyed myself with
people.
my own post. I just put up an annoying post. Yeah, I won't report myself. Okay. So we can just delete it.
Yeah, or you wanna hide it from your timeline for whatever reason. You can do any of those things. But if you want to delete it, you just delete the post.
All right. So if we go down to the conference, we can actually peg that to the top. We can say pin to the top.
Here I can pin that to the top. You can also edit it and put a picture in there if you want to. It'll put a little thing up here so you know that it's been marked that way. But
okay, that's great. That's great. Well, we are coming up at the hour mark. Does anybody in the audience have any questions? You want to type them in your question box, because we're going to wrap this up so everybody gets done in their hour. So just a reminder, you can still ask questions.
You can also email me or call our office and ask me anything as well. If you think of something later, you get stuck on your own page, feel free to contact me.
Okay, and for those of us that are real dummies, you want to show us how to put that as our favorite?
It'll actually, when you, I'm trying to think how you even do that from this point, honestly. So if I'm on here, you'll see your favorites over here.
Okay.
And when you set up the page, it'll ask you to add it to your favorites automatically.
Yeah, it's in my favorites. I had no idea how it got there. Didn't remember.
Yeah, it'll automatically prompt you to do that. So.
Okay. And then the picture editing software you like is Canva, C-A-N-V-A?
Yes. Actually, I'll show it to you real quick. I think you just have to put in your email address, and it'll give you a login. It's free. Sometimes if you create certain things, it'll ask you to pay to download it so that you have a copy of it. I sometimes cheat and just do a screenshot and then cut and paste it into whatever I'm doing. But if you want to create certain things like this, if I want this for a social media post, it'll give me, you've got all of these little things that are pre-made. It's easy. You can put whatever text in here you want. It's really easy to use. Just kind of makes the image generation a little bit easier.
If you go back to the main page we came in on, there's one there for Facebook.
Yep.
So there's
all kinds of things.
cover.
So if you want to make this cover a photo,
I have no idea how much time it took me to get that Facebook thing done.
Yeah, I know.
That's great.
Yeah, the dimensions are weird. You have to account for this photo being here. This just kind of takes the guesswork out of it.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, do we have any other questions? We're going to wrap it up. Not seeing anything come in. All right. Jen, do you have anything else you want to point out?
Nope, I think that's it.
All right. Again, thank you, attendees, for spending your time with us today. And remember, we're always looking for topics for our webinars. So if you have a subject that you'd like to see us cover, you just send me an email or give me a call. And thank you for spending your time with us today. I did record this webinar, and it will be posted on the website as I continue my learning curve. That usually takes me a day to get that up there and get the link working, but it's getting better. So this will be on the fspa1.com website. So again, thank you everybody for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.